and say, "Come, let us go up to the mountain of Jehovah, to the house of the God of Jacob. He will instruct us about his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For law will go out of Zion, and the word of Jehovah are of Jerusalem. He will render judgment among the nations and set matters straight. Respecting many people they will beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning shears. Nation will not lift up sword against nation, nor will they learn war any more." The most obvious connection we can get out the way is the mountain in Nebuchadnezzar's 43 dream, clearly representing Mount Zion. Then of course Mount Zion representing God's kingdom, which is the sth and final kingdom of Nebuchadnezzar's dream. The first stone. Now we're ready to begin decoding the stone that struck the statue in the king's dream. We can make it plain and connect it to the detailed events, thoughts, emotions and energies of our generation. February 16, 2018, the Oscar award-winning movie Black Panther was released, bringing an unprecedented frequency to the population, especially those of African descent. The film broke all illusions of Hollywood stereotypes concerning black films and their potential for commercial success. It quickly became the #1 film on the planet. Traditions were broken in the Saudi kingdom in order to allow the film to be seen by its citizens. The content of the film left young black audiences filled with the royal energy of empowerment and supernatural aspirations. Many people said they felt something shift spiritually inside of them during the Black Panther box office run. This shift was agreed upon by many who experienced the film, but no one could really put their finger on exactly what was taking place. Sadly, due to the curse of our microwave generation, with minimized attention spans, we moved past the hype shortly after the film exited the box office, then jumped on the next round of headlines in the mass media news cycles. Yes, it's true, the community recognized the creative genius and cultural beauty of the motion picture, but what everyone failed to learn was the prophetic biblical frequencies that inspired the story of Black Panther. Not even the film's producers knew the 3-time Oscar award winner realized the history of Wakanda was inspired by ancient seers. The very first scene of the movie details a meteorite crashing into Africa and creating the great mountain where the mighty nation of Wakanda resided in secrecy. This so cinematic meteorite that became a mountain and filled the earth is the exact sign our generation was waiting on. 45. The second stone cut from the mountain. Now you're ready to understand the contradiction and why Black Panther was necessary to explain it. Earlier I asked, which one is it? Did the mountain come from the stone or did the stone from the mountain? The answer is, both happened. The official history of Wakanda concerning the meteorite originates from real black history. Symbolically, only the fictional history of Wakanda is represented by the first mention of the stone in verse 35, which became the mountain and filled the earth. The non-fiction history that inspired the Black Panther story leads us to understanding what the second mention of the stone in verse 45 represents in real life. Issue 7 of the Black Panther comic book, released in 1978, was used by Jack Kirby to present the history of Wakanda, displayed in the opening scene. In that issue, several key components were introduced for the first time. Those components being: 1. How Wakanda was created. 2. The name and character of the very first king of Wakanda. 3. The traditional outfits of the tribe. Jack Kirby got the meteorite story from illustrated on the cover of the comic book. Issue 4. The name of the exact bloodline Jack Kirby got the meteorite story from, personified as a character named Jiru to represent the Afiru clan of the Gikuyu tribe. This is the exact clan I was inducted into on September 29, 2018. We're traditionally led by the ancient council of seers who left Axum around 1180 AD with the sacred tablets, carrying them to the final stronghold at Mount Zion, in order to protect them from the Knights Templars who invaded Ethiopia. The seers were aware they were coming to steal the tablets, because their invasion was a fulfillment of prophecy to the Mount Kenya seers who guided Axum 838 years ago. When they saw that sign being fulfilled, they knew 47 it was time for the final migration to Mt Zion, as we knew that Mount Zion would be our exit point from the Fourth Kingdom, that would become our tribe's final residence before the Kingdom of God would be established. Consequently, the sacred scrolls that we protect would be revealed to the world from that location, which is why Isaiah 4 says, "The law will go forth from Zion." Jack Kirby died on what would have been Bob Marley's 49th birthday, in 1994, decades before a black African superhero would ever be released by Marvel. Unfortunately, that caused the origin of the story to be forgotten in the Hollywood offices of Marvel, leaving the subject matter up for debate by global